The ongoing war in Gaza has reached a terrifying and horrific turning point. The Israeli army is accused of deliberately targeting medical personnel and journalists. The recent killing of Palestinian Red Crescent paramedics in Rafah is a stark reminder of the ongoing brutality in Gaza. A few days ago, journalist Ahmad Mansour was tragically killed in an Israeli airstrike. He was reporting on the war from a media tent clearly marked with the press symbol. Several other journalists were also injured in this attack. These actions are a blatant violation of international law and basic human rights. Targeting those who risk their lives to provide medical aid and report on the war is completely unacceptable. The international community must condemn these attacks in the strongest possible terms. Impartial investigations must be conducted to determine who is responsible for these crimes. The safety and protection of those who dedicate their lives to saving lives and reporting the truth are paramount. The world is watching, and those responsible must be held accountable. The situation in Gaza has been deteriorating for years. However, recent events have brought this region to the brink of a humanitarian catastrophe. The ongoing war has resulted in widespread destruction, displacement, and loss of life. Access to basic necessities like food, water, and medical supplies is extremely difficult. UN Chief Antonio Guterres has described the situation in Gaza as a circle of death and a slaughterhouse. He has called for an immediate end to the fighting and the lifting of the blockade. The international community must heed this call to action. Concrete action is needed to alleviate the suffering of the Palestinian people. We must act now, before it's too late. The international community has expressed growing concern over the escalating violence in Gaza. World leaders and organizations have appealed for a ceasefire and a peaceful resolution to the conflict. French President Emmanuel Macron, Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, and Jordan's King Abdullah II have called on all parties to exercise restraint and engage in dialogue. They have demanded the release of hostages and emphasized the need for humanitarian corridors to deliver aid to those in need. Diplomacy and negotiations are the only way to break the cycle of violence and achieve lasting peace. The path to peace will be difficult, but it is the path we must take. Section 4. Justice and Accountability, Legal and Political Developments. A group of UK and international lawyers have filed war crimes complaints against 10 British citizens who fought alongside the Israeli army in Gaza. This unprecedented move aims to hold individuals accountable for their actions in the war. In the United States, a judge has ordered the government to justify the planned deportation of Columbia University student Mahmoud Khalil, who advocates for Palestinian rights. The legal and political battles surrounding the Gaza conflict are just beginning. We must remain vigilant and ensure that all those responsible for human rights violations are held accountable for their actions. Section 5. A Cry from Gaza, a Personal Account. The human cost of the Gaza conflict is immeasurable. Behind the statistics and headlines are real people whose lives have been devastated by the violence. A resident of Gaza, speaking on condition of anonymity, described the past few weeks as an endless horror story. The constant fear of airstrikes, the loss of loved ones, and the struggle for survival have taken a heavy toll. Her words are a stark reminder of the human suffering at the heart of this war. The international community cannot ignore the plight of the Palestinian people. Their stories must be heard, and their suffering must end. The time to act is now.